And we're in. Folks, if you're just joining me, this is Paragon RG. Welcome to another casted match of Age of Empires 4. In this match, we have Szalami in the blue and the west side of the map, playing as the Delhi as he usually does. Szalami is a favorite player of mine. Definitely always enjoy watching him play. To be honest, I think he's defined a lot of the Delhi meta in this game. That's very high praise. There are 8 civs, and I think Szalami is responsible for a lot of the play in one of those civs. Of course, some of the credit must go to Vortex and Lucifron for their work in, I think it was the first 20k tournament for AoE4, where they really used the Sacred Site play and put full pressure on people right off the top. That play has since been nerfed in that it got bumped to the Feudal Age. On the east side of the map in the red, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, we have Kasva. Now, Kasva does come from Age of Empires 2. He's the kind of player to put the work in. He has, I think, 1,000+ games of Age of Empires 4. One of the highest game counts for anybody. And it's not just getting tight at the game. He works on real strategies. So Kasva, also something of a meta setter, has done some pretty interesting stuff. I've definitely seen him play. I think it was in the Winner Stays On event that EGC runs every week. But he basically just did this kind of weird all-in where he ran forward on French Pass as Delhi, walled out Marine Lord, and then just took the Sacred Sites and held them. And people didn't think you could do that. People didn't think you could get away with that. But he did it successfully against Marine Lord, so that has to count for something. Szalami here, sitting at 2 military. So I believe he added a scout. Let's take a look. Do we see both of his scouts out and about on the map? There's one over here and there's one over here. So Szalami did forego making a villager for that extra scout. And Kasva, let's just take a look. Does have 2 military, but I think one is a prelate. So I think only the one scout here at the back of his base. Nice collection of sheep heading home. So wheelbarrow coming in from Szalami. We'll take a look. The last Delhi game I cast was a Delhi mirror. One player went for professional scouts and one did not. And to be honest, I was pretty impressed with the pro scouts. They brought back a lot of deer. Now, I guess it is worth noting they did fail to capture the sacred sites, and their opponent was able to do that. So maybe that investment that went early into professional scouts could have gone into early military, such that you can successfully capture those sacred sites. So maybe a bit of a bad trade-off thinking about it like that. Szalami adding the Dome of the Faith. Standard stuff. Kasva adding the Aachen Chapel. I would love one of these days to see the Minework Palace. Someone place the Minework Palace, put a bunch of feudal pressure on. You get that blacksmith. It's cheaper. Potentially, add some horsemen. Get some ranged armor on them or something like that and add pressure. I'd love to see that. Not today. The usual Aachen Chapel. Let's take a look. So he's got it over the wood. That's a really nice surface area on top of that wood there. It's got it over the berries and, of course, the town center. Does not have it over gold or stone. Scouting the back of Szalami's base right now. Sees he's on a couple gold. Probably and probably scouted the number of villagers on wood. That usually gives these top players a pretty good idea of what they're up to. I wouldn't be surprised to see. Last time I cast Szalami, it was an early blacksmith out of him in the Feudal Age. This many villagers on wood probably means something like a blacksmith and then military production. So maybe a stable or something like that. So we will wait and see. Check back in just a second. Kasva is up to the second age. So what does he do with it? Nothing just yet. So Szalami, take a look at that mosque. Looks like he has paused his other technology and is full on Sanctity. Kasva's house blocked. Little too long to be house blocked, I think. Little longer than he would like, and I think he doesn't have the wood. What is he up to? Wood is just such a key resource. If you don't have 150 wood, there's no, and you don't have military production buildings, there's actually not a lot you're capable of doing. Like, period. Placing an outpost, maybe? So what do we see from Szalami here? So no professional scouts. He's going for horticulture. Increased food gather rate. Still working away on sanctity. Has 183 wood. Let's take a look. Yeah, honestly, this is an incredibly passive game right now. I'm not sure why that is exactly. And now it is true, Szalami could wall off his area really easily. He's actually like wonderfully nestled in here. If you look at the look at it from this angle, it's almost like a cave that he's in. He could wall this. This would be the longest part here, figuring out what to wall on this side, but at least then he only has one side to defend if he chooses not to wall it at all. Scouts clashing just a little bit here. We're in that awkward phase of the game. We're trying to figure out what the players are up to, but we're starting to get an idea. Kasva dropping 2 barracks at the back of his base. So I wonder if that means he's hiding them or trying to protect them or what, because generally, if you're putting on aggression, you know, it just makes sense to put them toward the front of your base. He has 9 villagers with a prelate on gold. His gold income must be insane right now. So, I mean, I'm assuming this means a fast castle. If you look at his resources, they've built up quite a lot. And Szalami's as well. Almost 1,000 food now, just short on gold. But that being said, with Sanctity, actually take a look at this. 3 scholars moving out and about on the map. So he's going to try to grab this middle sacred site and the bottom one. And I wonder what the 3rd scholar... Like, why do you need another scholar over here? I guess if he hits Castle Age, he can grab this relic. That's about it. Szalami actually stepped forward. Villager forward. That's interesting. Walling Kasva into his map. So this is a play. Not just for the sacred site, but there's a relic right here, and there's a relic right here. So remember, he is against the Holy Roman Empire. So he wants... So HRE wants these relics so badly. If you can make sure... Pardon me, folks. There we are. If you can make sure that he gets fewer than 3 relics, so 2 or fewer, you're in a decent spot, because you have cut from him at least 300 gold per minute passively, which is a huge deal. Kasva has clicked up now to the Castle Age, is going up to the Regnitz Cathedral. No surprise there, but I am worried about him. I'm worried. I mean, Szalami waiting for this relic here. Now, looks like early men-at-arms and spearmen will be running out, so... Szalami does have to worry here. He'll probably grab this relic. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Wolo to help drive some troops away. Villager trying to distract. Pretty successful so far. Looks like Szalami might grab this anyway. You see a Wolo? I think sometimes you need to do that Wolo right away to get some space between you and your opponent. But it looks like he's going to play the, you know, American football. Here's the Wolo. The American football game. Oh, he might get them. Deletes them. So Kasva, a little slow there in reacting to the Wolo, is forced to delete his own troops so Szalami doesn't get them. I think he could have focused harder on targeting down. Jesus. Alright, hopefully I'm good now. I think you need to focus a little harder. You don't need to poke at that villager. You need to kill that scholar, because this relic is worth more than a villager to him, right? It's worth 300 gold per minute, potentially. So, prelate out here from Kasva, but is it or? I think that relic's already gone. Is it, or is that the one from the bottom of the map? You can see both of this. So this relic gone, this relic's gone. Okay, let's try to take a look. Oh no, does Kasva have any relics? This is such a disaster. 4 relics? And the only one left is the one back here? Okay. This is incredible play from Szalami. He knows the matchup so well. He knows that the relics are just so important. Puts such an emphasis on them. And he will have 5 relics. So even without Sacred Sites, that's 500 passive gold per minute coming his way. The 5th one coming in now. That's going to be such a big deal moving forward. And I wonder how he's going to spend that gold. Barracks coming up. So sometimes I guess, you know, if they have too much gold, maybe we're going to start to see elephants. Lancers are another good option. Probably a better option. We'll kill this prelate before it manages to take the sacred site. So, very proactive play. And I don't think this is a good fight for Kasva. I could be wrong here. Although these men-at-arms seem to be holding their own nicely. I like how there's a scout in there. Pretending to be one of the boys. Lancer plus scout will chase down these troops. But they will get back to the safety of their town center. Lancer left back here to kill the prelate. So drives him off of this and off of this. This is so dominating from Szalami. I think Kasva's probably already wondering, like, what am I actually supposed to do about this? I built the Regnus Cathedral, but I'm getting nothing out of it. And to be honest, it looks like the Burgrave Palace would have just been a better option. He's had to build. I guess he built a couple of these barracks before. Blacksmith now. But you can imagine the Burgrave Palace, at least it lets you produce a whole bunch of infantry. It saves you a bunch of wood that way. You can get a huge power spike by just popping out 5 men-at-arms at once, something like that. But that cannot happen now. He has the Regnus Cathedral, which is doing absolutely nothing for him. So what are his options at this point? The relics are so safe. They're tucked. This is like right in the cave. It'd be hilarious if they're like right, you know, if the mosque was right back there. But this is still such a safe spot. Surrounded by buildings. Town center right here. I do not know what Kasva can do here. I'm not sure he knows either. He's looks like he's completely surrounded these berries. He can't even get to these berries without torching the wall that Szalami made. So nasty. Szalami now has this sacred site as well. That's 200 extra gold per minute from him. Just captured this one too. Oh, jeez. Szalami is now at 1,100 passive gold per minute. Absolutely ridiculous. Spearmen, men-at-arms coming out now from Kasva. He needs to neutralize the sacred site to stay in the game. Of course, he has 10 minutes to do that, but honestly, he is probably going to lose much before that if he can't pull off something pretty impressive. Nice use of the prelate here. We don't usually see prelates in combat, but they do provide a little bit of a buff to other to units that are in combat. So I've heard some people say that they want the prelate to provide a bigger buff. Would be cool if that happened. It would make them more of a, you know, their civ would be more built around prelates rather than, you know, put one in the Octon Chapel, grab all the relics, and then that's it. Okay, Szalami just absolutely piling on the hurt here now. Doesn't care, taking town center fire. Looks like the heavy maces are now in from Kasva. So these things do go pretty well toe-to-toe against knights, but he's still just outnumbered. Oh no, there's a knight in his wood line as well. Folks, I hate calling games early. This game is so over. And there it goes. Kasva calls it. Szalami with an incredibly dominating performance on Altai against Kasva, showing us how it's done. Delhi versus HRE. This has been Paragon RG. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you next time.